Hey YouTube, it is your Tennessee girl, Carrie, here with Coldwell Banker Southern Realty. I just wanted to come on here and do a video today and talk about moving to Tennessee and kind of what you can expect. So if you are thinking about moving to Middle Tennessee and you're sitting somewhere outside of Tennessee looking at houses online and thinking, oh, I can get all of that for $350,000, stop for just a minute, okay? We need to have a real conversation. I'm not saying this because I'm a realtor and I want you to call me. I'm saying this because I am actually having these conversations with people right now. I'm having people that say, I want 2 to 5 acres and I don't want any neighbors and I want all of these things and I want it for under $400,000. Okay, I'm not saying it's impossible because it's not. It's not impossible. We just have to look at a few things. Where you want to be, what area of Tennessee you want to be in. Okay, Tennessee has it's such a variety. So what area of Tennessee you want to be in and what you want to spend and what your priorities are, what you have to have. And this is a conversation that I would love to have with you before you fall in love with a house that you see on Zillow or Realtor or wherever you're looking. We need to have this conversation or have this conversation. If you already have a realtor, awesome. Have an open and honest conversation with your realtor about what you want, your budget, and where you want to be. All right, so people moving here from out of state often have this really pretty picture in their head of what they want. They want 4 bedrooms, they want land, they want a shop, maybe they want a barn, they want a mini farm, or they want a quiet little creek running through their yard. They want something that's move-in ready, and they want a view, maybe the mountains, maybe the lake. They want to be within a certain distance of town or a certain distance to Nashville or Murfreesboro or this area or that area. And then they say our budget is under $400,000 or under $350,000. All right. Doesn't mean it's impossible, okay? It's not impossible, but we have to figure out which pieces are most important to you. Is it the land? Is it the size of the house? Is it the amount of bedrooms? Okay. Sometimes I think people don't realize when they're looking in Tennessee from another state, and I've already mentioned this, that Tennessee, Middle Tennessee is not one market. Nashville is totally different than Murfreesboro. Murfreesboro is totally different than Coffee County, Bedford County, Moore County. All those places are different than Grundy County, Marion County. And then you go east, and then it's a whole different ballgame east, and it's all different, okay? What you're going to get in Nashville and what you're going to get in Coffee County, totally different markets. What you're going to get in Murfreesboro, Rutherford County versus what you're going to get in Lincoln County, totally different markets. It is a variety here. You can have a variety of different prices depending just simply on location. You can be 20 or 30 minutes down the road and have a completely different selection of homes and land. You can change the amount of acreage, you can change the condition of the house, you can change how far you are from a particular town, you can change whether you need a shop that's already there or build one later. All of these things affect what your money can buy. When somebody tells me that they want a 4-bedroom, 10 acres, a shop, and a beautiful house for $375. My first response is not, you can't do that. I don't tell my clients, you can't get that, you can't do that. I say, I'm going to search for you, and let's talk about what you have to have. If there's anything you can compromise on, what do you have to have? Because my philosophy is if it's meant to be, then God will make it happen. Okay? I'm not going to tell you it doesn't exist. Okay? Because there is an off chance that somebody is just, I need to sell, I need to move, prices to sell, and let's go. And then in that case, your perfect vision pops up for the perfect price. Again, it's a God thing. God's always in it. So I'm going to say, okay, I will search for that, but let's figure out what matters the most to you. I don't want to just send you random listings. Okay, I don't want to put you on an MLS search and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. I'm going to tailor the search to what you tell me your priorities and your budget are. I want to talk to you. Why are you moving to Tennessee? Why do you want to be here? Are you moving for work? Are you retired? You want to retire here? Have your children moved here and you want to be closer to your kids? Are you looking for a slower pace? Do you want land and acreage? Do you want animals? Do you want to shop because you want to do hobbies like woodworking or a man cave or a woman cave, a girl cave? Those answers matter. Okay? Your priorities matter. And then we have to talk about budget. And this is where being involved with a Tennessee realtor can save you a lot of frustration. Okay? If you have a realtor, awesome. Just make sure your realtor is communicative with you and will tell you the facts up front. Okay? So that way you don't have to go through a lot of frustration and a lot of heartache, falling in love with something that you can't have. We don't want that. Your budget isn't just a number. Wouldn't we all love to have endless amounts of money and endless amounts of income, and we could just go and buy whatever we wanted to buy and price and money didn't matter? But it does. Okay, your budget is a picture. It says, this is how I want to look at my life, and here's what I'm comfortable spending to create it. My job, again, it's not to tell you that your dreams are unrealistic. I'm never going to tell you that. Because again, if God's in it and if God wants it to happen, then it's going to happen. Plain and simple. My job is to help you how to make the dream work. To help you figure out how to make the dream work. Again, maybe we find exactly what you want. Maybe we move further out from where you want to be. If you tell me you want to be in Rutherford County, then maybe we can look in Coffee County or some of those counties that are closer to Rutherford County, but not right there. You see what I'm saying? Maybe we can look further out. Maybe we can find a smaller house with more land. And if the bigger house is what you want, then maybe you can build that bigger house on the land at a different time when you're more ready. Is acreage more important than having a huge house? Is a bigger house more important than the acreage? Do you need a little bit more privacy? Okay, I'm going to be asking questions to get you to tell me exactly what your dream looks like in your head and to fit that to your budget within reason. And something I want out-of-state buyers to know. Please do not fall in love with a house solely based on pictures. Okay? Search online. Search online to your heart's content. But remember, pictures don't always tell the whole story. They're just a snippet of the story. There's much of the story that we as realtors and photographers can put out there as much as possible. But they don't always tell the whole story. They don't tell you how far the grocery store is. Maybe that house you fell in love with is an hour drive to the nearest grocery store. And maybe you don't want to drive an hour to the nearest grocery store every time you have to go. They don't tell you what the drive is like to work. Are you going to be stuck on I-24 for an hour or two trying to get to work every day? and maybe you don't want to fight that traffic and congestion. They don't tell you how the property feels when you're standing on it. Does it feel like somewhere you can make home? Or is it, not for you? Those are only things you can answer by going to see the property. Nobody can answer those things for you. So have a conversation with your realtor before you fall in love with a house you see online. Again, search online. Online is a great, 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 awesome tool. And I'm always happy to go and do a video tour for out-of-state clients. I'm happy to do that. Again, you're seeing it through my eyes, through my camera. It is a great tool if you can't make a trip to Tennessee. But then if you decide, hey, I really do like this one, I like what you're showing me, let's make a trip to Tennessee and see it. You know, my dog just opened the door and let herself out. That's why my face all of a sudden got bright, because she decided to open up the door and let herself out. Okay, that's off topic. So, if you're moving to Tennessee, my suggestions. Number one is to figure out your non-negotiables. What do you absolutely have to have? Not your wish list. What do you have to have? Keep in mind, this does not have to be your forever home. I understand if you're retiring to Tennessee, you may not want to move again, and you do want this to be your forever home. But this does not have to be your forever home, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, okay? First-time home buyers, this does not have to be your first home. Anybody, this does not have to be your forever home. Live in it a couple of years, build some equity, and then you can use that equity to get closer to what you want, okay? What do you have to have right now? Not your wish list. Things can always be added on to, as long as the codes and everything says it can. Things can typically be added on to. If you get a few acres of land and there's another build site, another perk site, you can always build on that piece of land a bigger house later. You can build shops and barns and all these things, okay? What do you have to have? And tell your realtor. Write it down. Talk to hubby, talk to wife, talk to whoever you need to talk to, and make a list and write it down, and then talk to your realtor. Have a conversation with your realtor. Number two, what are you willing to compromise on? Every house search has compromises. Are you going to find 100% of what you want? Probably not. There's probably going to be something in the house that you fall in love with that you didn't want, or like, I can live with that. You might not have to compromise on your dream, but you may have to compromise on how you get there, okay? Number three, talk to someone who actually knows the local market. I don't mean somebody who just knows Tennessee, okay? Not somebody who can tell you where all the best tourist spots are in Nashville, the best restaurants are to eat, Tim's Ford Lake, and all the hiking trails. Talk to somebody about the real estate market and what is happening in Tennessee, in Middle Tennessee. Like I said, Middle Tennessee is not one giant neighborhood. We have a variety of markets within 30 and 60 minutes of each other. It can change, and it's so drastic. What works for someone looking around Nashville may be completely different from somebody looking around Tullahoma, Shelbyville, Winchester, or Manchester, okay? Maybe in Nashville, somebody wants a high-rise condo with a rooftop swimming pool and a bar, and wants it in the middle of all the tourists and all the bars and all the restaurants and the nightlife. And then maybe somebody else wants 10 acres and not to see another person unless they absolutely want to. Again, those are things you need to talk to your realtor about because Middle Tennessee is so different. Number 4, come visit. Come visit Tennessee before you buy. Okay? Drive around. Go to the grocery stores. Drive around the towns you think you might want to buy in. Don't visit just one area. Go to several different areas, especially if you want, for example, if you think you want to be in Winchester by Thames Ford Lake, go visit Coffee County. Go visit, that's Manchester and Tullahoma. Go visit Shelbyville in Bedford County. Go visit Fayetteville in Lincoln County. Go visit up on Monteagle Mountain, Swanee. And go to all the places around. Come visit us in Lynchburg and go see Jack Daniels. But go visit, drive around. Don't just go to one area. Go to several different areas. Look and see what is around the area that you are thinking, and then go a couple of hours in all directions. And some really big things I want you to take away. If you're moving to Middle Tennessee, don't start with what can I get for $375,000. Start with what kind of life am I trying to create, and then work backward. Where do you need to live? What kind of property supports that lifestyle? What are your non-negotiables? What can you compromise on? And what does that look like in today's market? That is a much better place to start. Okay? And if you're sitting out there dreaming about moving here, I get it. Born and raised Tennessee, love Tennessee, go Vols. Football season is almost here. I love the small towns. I love the country roads. I posted, maybe a year or two ago, a little video. I can't remember if it was a video or a picture. Maybe just a picture, and it said a traffic jam in Moore County, and it was all turkeys crossing the road. That's my kind of traffic jam. Or we get held up behind a tractor that we can pass if we just give it a couple of seconds. I love the country roads and the slower pace, and so yeah, if that sounds like for you, come check it out. But we also have cities. We have Chattanooga, and we have Murfreesboro, and we have Nashville. Maybe that little bit faster pace is for you, and the nightlife and the restaurants and the shopping and all of that. If we have that too, okay? So Tennessee is a place where you're hopefully going to build your everyday life. And I want to help you find the right place for your life, not just the prettiest house that fits your criteria, but somewhere that you can call home, that you are creating your vision. So if you're thinking about moving here, start the conversation early. You don't have to be ready to buy today or tomorrow. Just be thinking about what you want, where you want to be, your budget, and what that looks like for the Tennessee market. If they don't line up, that's okay. We'll figure out what needs to change. That's what I'm here for, to help you work through your non-negotiables, what you can compromise on, and finding your dream home and your forever home here in Middle Tennessee. I'm Carrie. I'm a Middle Tennessee realtor. I'll see you in the next one.